Welcome to part 3 of editing with Audacity. Editing can help you turn your raw audio files into a professional sounding final product. While there are many different editing techniques, in this video I'll walk you through some of the most common. The first task we'll be discussing is removing silences. Unwanted silences are often created at the beginning or end of an audio track when there's lag between when you start recording and when you start speaking, or between when you stop speaking and when you stop recording. By removing unwanted silences, you can create professional sounding audio clips with only a hair of silence on either end. To remove unwanted silences from a track, you're going to want to use the zoom feature to zoom into the point in the track that contains the silence, usually at the beginning or end of the track. You can either use the tool palette feature or the shortcut Command 1, or you can go to the View menu and select Zoom. I'm going to start at the end of the clip, and I'm going to use the Zoom tool in the tool palette to zoom in. Now you're going to want to listen to the track to hear where the silence begins. If you have more than one track that you're working with, you're going to want to mute the other track or tracks so that you're not listening to them all at once. Remember to go back to the tool palette and click on the Select or Cursor tool. Once you've done that, select a location on the track toward the end of the sound wave. Click on the play button or press your spacebar to listen to the track. You can press the spacebar again to pause the audio. Okay, so the silent section starts right about here. So I'm going to select the silent section, and then I'm going to go ahead and press delete. Now you're going to want to do the same for the beginning of the clip. The second task we'll be covering are fades. Fades are gradual transitions in amplitude that ensure smooth transitions between tracks. Recommended best practice is to include a few seconds of fade in at the beginning of a track and a few seconds of fade out at the end that carries you into silence. Doing so can help prevent clicks and glitches by keeping your sound from suddenly exploding in and out of existence. To add a fade in, zoom into the beginning of the track. Highlight a few seconds of the waveform starting at the beginning and include just a hair of your target sound. Go to the Effect drop-down in the menu bar and select Fade In. To add a fade out to your track, zoom into the end of your track. And I'm going to use the Skip to End feature to get to the end of my track. And then I'm going to look for signs of sound. So right about here. And I'm going to include just a hair of my target sound and ending. And then I'm going to use Select and then Region and then Cursor to Track End to highlight the rest of the track. Then I'm going to go back to Effect and then Fade Out. The third and fourth task we'll be covering are moving clips and balancing volumes. When you're editing multiple tracks, you may want to move a clip horizontally on the x-axis of the waveform and assign it to a new position in time. To move a clip, select the Time Shift tool in the tool palette. Click and drag the appropriate sound clip until it's positioned in the correct spot. I'm going to move the bottom track to the right about 30 seconds. Moving this clip causes the bottom track to begin 30 seconds after the first track begins. If the volumes of your overlapping tracks seem unbalanced, for example, if the volume of your voice relative to the introduction music seems off, you'll need to balance volumes to make sure that they're more equitable or to your liking. To change the volume of a particular track, adjust the track volume slider toward the positive sign, which will increase the volume, or toward the negative sign, which will decrease the volume. This concludes part 3 on editing with Audacity. Join me for the final video of this series on how to save and export your audio. For additional resources on Audacity and other digital tools, please visit our website and follow us on social media.